Hello, hello, YouTube world. Welcome to a fun episode of Real Takes
and movie breaks.
And today I'll be watching an episode of Star Trek for the first time. So this is an episode I've never seen before. I haven't seen a whole lot of Star Trek before. I know some of you have been following my Star Trek journey since I started. And so I know some of you were around during my first Star Trek episode, and I've been watching different generations. So this is the next generation. Hi, Barlord. How are you? Good to see you, Barlord.
What's up, Barlord?
How's everyone doing tonight? So what's the name of this episode?
This is called Face of the Enemy.
Face of the Enemy. So you picked this episode for me to watch. Do you want to share anything about why you thought I should watch it?
I think you have enough background now on Star Trek where you would understand what's going on.
Okay.
It's one of those where if you've never watched Star Trek before, you would be totally lost. But if you have seen a few, then you would get it pretty easily.
So why else should we watch this? Why else did you pick it?
Because it's one of the best ones.
Oh, okay. So why is it one of the best, you think?
Well, it's just my opinion, but I just think that it's really well written and a lot of fun. It's kind of like watching an award-winning short film.
Oh, okay. Great. Well, I have a timer here, so you can watch this episode from your own device and synchronize up with us.
What's up, Mopar?
Hi, Mopar. How are you? Hi, Sean. What's the weather like where you guys are, Barlord? It's really cold here in Atlanta, Georgia. It's very, very cold.
Very cold.
We're having a winter warning with lots of snow predictions. So we'll see if that actually happens or not. But a lot of times they predict snow and then it's really not that big of a deal. But I don't know. This time might be different. It's in the teens up where you are. Oh, you're getting flurries. Okay. Yeah, it's pretty cold here. Do you have a fireplace? I wish I had a fireplace. That would be fun. 45-degree Fahrenheit in here. Cloudy. Well, I'm glad you all could join us tonight. This was sort of a last-minute impromptu stream. I think we just thought, oh, well, it's the new year. We should go ahead and start Star Trek again in the new year. So let's recap the episodes I have seen. Do you remember the names of them?
Mm-hmm. You saw the one with Khan, which is called... does anyone know what that one's called? I forget the title. Space Seed is what that one's called. That's the one with Khan and Kirk. When he first meets him, they uncover his body's been in cryo sleep for years, and he's this conqueror. And then they have to fight over the control of the Enterprise, and then Kirk banishes Khan to a planet.
Right.
And then the girl that he's trying to get her to let her hair down, the girl goes with him. And then in the movie Wrath of Khan, he escapes that planet and then comes back after Kirk, but Kirk outsmarts him. And then you also watched Mirror Mirror from the original series with Spock and Kirk, and then Kirk, they go through the beam, but it takes them into an alternate universe of the Enterprise where they're actually, the Enterprise crew is bad.
Yeah.
But Kirk is able to talk bad Spock into being good
in
that reality before he leaves, where he's like, in one man, there is a chance to be a good man. You know.
Yeah.
And then he leaves. And then we watched the movie, which is really great. And then we watched a couple episodes of The Next Generation. You watched the one where they're reliving the same day
over and over again. Yeah.
And then we watched from The Next Generation. Is that all we watched from The Next Generation? I feel like that might be the only episode we watched from The Next
I
Generation.
think that was the only episode I watched on here. Yeah. So the very
That's
first
where Patrick Stewart
yes,
is the captain.
I love Patrick Stewart. And this one is with Patrick Stewart as well, right? Because this is The Next Generation.
Yeah, but I'm not going to say anything. This is a very special episode to me. This is also, I guess I'll tell. I was going to tell you after it's over, but this is the very first episode of this show I ever watched when I was little, and I watched this.
Oh, so this was your first introduction to Star Wars, show.
Star Trek, yeah.
I mean, Star Trek. So the first episode of Star Trek I saw was the one with William Shatner and Khan, which was Space Seed. So that was my intro to Star Trek episode. So I'm really excited to continue this journey with you all. So I'm excited you're here, Barlord.
Also,
and Mopar.
This is just my little opinion, but so this on Saturday we're going to live stream from Russia with Love because it won the poll.
Yeah.
For the James Bond poll, and that's a Sean Connery James Bond, right? I always equate Sean Connery as James Bond to William Shatner as Kirk.
Oh, okay.
And then Patrick Stewart is kind of like Pierce Brosnan or something.
I see that. Yeah.
Taking his place.
I can see that.
Or Daniel Craig or whatever. But anyway, yeah. And then if you guys like that, maybe we'll do more Bond, but we'll see.
Yeah, so stay tuned for our live reaction to Bond Saturday night. I'll create that live later tonight. And yeah, anything else you'd like to share before we get started?
Oh, you saw First Contact before you saw the show, Barlord? That's funny.
First Contact.
First Contact is a next. So what they did was they made the Next Generation show with Patrick Stewart and Reading Rainbow guy and all of the characters. They then made movies off of that show. I'm trying to think of all the movies. I think First Contact was they did Generations, but that was a crossover. Actually, William Shatner and Patrick Stewart are in that movie. It's not a very good movie though. And then they made First Contact, which is I never quite liked the movies as much as the show though, interestingly. It's very complicated. I really like the William Shatner movies, though, based off the original show with that crew. But anyway, I digress.
Barlord says, Connery is my number one, but Brosnan brought me into the franchise. Yeah, so Pierce Brosnan was the first James Bond that I experienced and I enjoyed. Yeah, GoldenEye 1995 is good. Yes, I'm pretty sure that's the one that I saw
GoldenEye's a lot of fun.
many moons ago. Generations get overlooked. Yeah.
I don't want to go too far down this rabbit hole, but I will say the most underrated Bond, in my opinion, is Timothy Dalton's Bond. And the reason I like him is because his movies are like James Bond rated R for adult movies. And he's a little bit more just rough around the edges, like almost like how I imagined the character. I don't like him the most. I like Connery, like everybody else does. But like License to Kill is like really good.
Any more thoughts about Star Trek before we start? So once you say you're ready, we'll do a countdown and then I'll start the timer so you can
turn that on.
Watch Star Trek from your own device and synchronize up with us with this timer.
You have to do it. You don't tap it, you hold it.
Barlord's ready. Mopar's ready. All right. I think Sean's with us. Sean, are you ready? Ready? Great. All right. Well, without further ado, we'll count down so we can all sync up and watch along from our own devices. I'm excited to share this Star Trek journey with you all. All right. In 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, start the episode.
Can you hear?
Yes. So someone's laying on a bed. I recognize this music. Looks like a woman. Computer lights. Oh, she's asking the computer to turn on the lights.
The AI.
Mm-hmm. Seems like she's in pain or
Pleasure.
seems like she might be tired or yeah, they need a clapper. Huh. Oh. She kind of looks like Spock. Like a female Spock. And now I see the cosmos, stars, planets. What do y'all think about the orbs and drones we've been seeing in the sky? Any thoughts?
Yes, you're right, Barlord.
Saturn. Saturn looks
Space.
the final frontier.
These visual effects are incredible.
Yeah, they're pretty great.
1991 CD-ROM computer graphics.
Star Trek, The Next Generation.
Yay!
Starring Patrick Stewart as Captain.
So this music was from the very first Star Trek movie. I think it's Jerry Goldsmith's score.
Okay.
And then they used it for the show. But the movie was made in 1979.
Jerry Goldsmith doesn't get enough credit. Brent Spinner. Da, da. Created by Gene Roddenberry. Well, feel free to chat as we journey here. So it looks like she's surprised by her appearance. Carolyn Seymour.
(102) Mark IV.
Imagine waking up and someone telling you you're not who you used to be, you're somebody else. I wouldn't like that.
I would.
I like who I am, though. I like this life. Oh, a Romulan.
So actually, I never showed you any Romulan episodes, but this is a good intro to the Romulans.
The big question is, could you sit in the chair for all that time? I don't know. That is a good question.
She's an empath. She knows if people are lying, and he was like, "Am I lying?" And she goes, "No."
Oh, okay. That's good to know. She's an empath.
It's Deanna Troy. She's from the Enterprise. She's the dark-haired girl. She was in the other episode we watched.
They all have those signature big eyebrows. Like
They all
slanted
look like
eyebrows and black hair that is like really slick.
they look like Spock, but they're not. They're not a Vulcan. They're like. What's the difference between a Vulcan and a Romulan? Anyone know?
That's a good question. I'd like to know what's the difference between a Vulcan and a Romulan. Romulans embraced their emotions. Oh, so that's a difference. Okay, good to know.
But they're like geniuses.
They're all offshoot of Vulcans. Okay. Why do they all have to have that haircut?
Fascism.
Genetics. Oh, the actress played another Romulan. Interesting, Barlord.
Mm.
She's laying down the law.
It's like a game of Krampus. Krampus is a game similar to Werewolf that we play every Christmas.
Yeah. Star Trek is well known for using actors and multiple roles.
Shout out to Adele Dreyhos, who made it. These are like Shakespearean actors doing these parts.
Captain's log starting. I remember these characters. That's LeVar Burton, right?
No, he's not. LeVar Burton has the thing over his eyes.
Oh, that's right. Oh, look who it is.
You recognize the guy in red?
He looks familiar.
He was in that movie we just watched, Biltmore, the Biltmore Christmas. He's the guy who runs the hotel.
Oh, that's him.
Yeah.
Wow. We watched this Hallmark Christmas movie with him in it recently for Christmas.
It's him when he's young. What is his name?
And it's Patrick Stewart. There he is. The one and only. Michael Dorn was Worf for long. Jonathan Frakes is his name. Good to know. Thanks, Barlord.
Spock is still alive, by the way.
I can tell they're talking about Spock.
But it's 100 years after the original series. He just lives that long. Jonathan Frakes. That's his name.
Clarity of purpose. Wouldn't we all love to have clarity of our purpose? I agree, it's ambiguous at times. Oh, Jonathan Frakes directs a lot now?
Yes.
Death. And stasis. The dissident movement. Hi, Empire Jeff. How are you?
What's up?
Welcome to our movie night. We are watching Star Trek.
You're a Picard fan?
And you can sync up with us with this time code if you want to watch along with us.
What is the plan?
What is in the containers?
The people,
Mm-hmm.
the Imperial Senate.
I see. Michael selected this episode. I've never seen it before.
This is the very first episode I ever watched, and then I was hooked for life on this show.
Yeah, this is my first time watching it. I like these actors. They talk as though they're from a different time period. They have like transatlantic kind of accents.
It's elevated the way they talk because
Yes.
they're all stage actors.
Yeah. They're very elevated in their
And
dialect.
There's not as much fancy camera work. There's just filming them give speeches.
Yeah.
No doubt.
What are they eating?
Romulan food.
Oh, she's like testing her, it seems. Mm. Mm.
This is what I do when we play Krampus. I go on offense
Yeah.
when they're trying to find me out.
Mm. Aw. Mm.
You see how the status game that's being played?
Mm-hmm.
There's like a.
It's like they're fighting for status. Yeah. She doesn't trust her. Oh. What a weird looking character. She can tell he's lying because she's an empath.
She knows he's lying.
Whoa, explosion in the sky.
Commercial break.
I guess this is where the break would have been. I'll never get how people find scenes like this boring. Yeah, I definitely don't find this boring. That's how she'll show her. I'll make an entry in my log. Oh.
Cloaking device. This episode is like halfway over. It just zips by.
Yeah.
It's the wolf. I like that carpet on the bridge.
Yeah.
It's like a red, thin layer of carpet.
Mm-hmm.
It's a very futuristic carpet.
Yeah. It's very 80s indeed. Oh, not exactly. Here's the truth.
Spock. It's a trap.
Seems like there's a lot of mistrust going on.
Does it kind of remind you of Squid Game a little bit? It's kind of the same
Yeah,
dynamics.
where you don't know who to trust, mind games.
That's a good question, Mopar. I suspect many, and they're all kind of broken up and different, but it's also like the same lot that they're on.
Yeah, there are probably many different film sets.
Yes, I do. forgot about those. Gravitic and sensor nets.
Yeah, you're probably right, Barlord. Many standing sets as possible and redressed. She's like, do what I say. No explanation needed.
Graphitic sensors. Because she's Starflight. That's why she has the codes.
Yeah.
Ooh.
Oh. Oh, she told her. Definitely a power struggle going on.
I like this guy.
Yeah, he's very intense. They all speak with a lot of intensity and conviction. Hi, Jeffrey. How are you?
What's
Good
up,
to
Jeffrey?
see you. How are you doing tonight? Staying warm?
It's Enterprise.
It's Enterprise. This would be a commercial break. Jeffrey, I started watching Star Trek for the first time when we first started this channel, and now I'm hooked.
It's all coming together in this third act of the episode.
Yeah, I've never seen this episode before. I like the power dynamics. Definitely has Squid Game vibes where people are hiding their true identity, like acting like they're working for one team and secretly working for a different team.
Right.
That commander does not trust her, that's for sure. She takes ownership of the ship. My ship.
What's funny is that captain has all the power. She just doesn't know it.
Yeah. Oh, not too long ago.
That's the ship they blew up.
Yeah.
I love Data. He's kind of the Spock of this series.
Data is, yeah. I like a shiny face.
Means there is a way.
There is a way.
See that light reflecting on their heads?
Mm-hmm.
That's how they're lighting the scene.
Yeah.
They just have soft boxes like we do
Yeah.
up above.
Lighting looks great. Threats. Shots fired.
She's becoming a Tal Dashar.
Oh, here it is. I see. Okay, here we go.
Data will detect it.
Everyone has their price.
Misalignment of energy, propulsion, displacement, emission. What's his squeamish face?
He definitely does look a little squeamish. He looks nervous.
That's what's great about the show is it's not intellectual. It's all very like, are you afraid? Are you happy? Are you squeamish? Are you like, it's all very theatrical.
Yeah. Hello, if you're just joining, comment below. Let us know where you are in the world. You can sync up with us with this timer. This is my first time seeing this episode.
Data detected the distortion.
Oh, as planned. Good old Data.
Hey, Merlith.
Merlith, how are you? Well, thanks for coming to say hi, Merlith.
Romulans use quantum distortion.
They're picking it up. Hope you're staying warm, Merlith. Oh. Uh-oh. Is she gonna put two and two together? You had a lot of snowfall, Merlith? There might be snow here in Atlanta. It looks like they're predicting it. She's doing the classic. Oh, she's ready to strike. Uh-oh. The stakes are very high.
He's not worried at all.
He's like, whatever.
90 seconds, I estimate.
No big deal.
We will die in 90 seconds.
The uniforms don't have pockets, so they're limited in what they can do with their hands. I see.
Ooh.
Here she goes. I'm glad you're okay, Merlith. Oh, that's a good point. She's straight up telling her she's not fit. She's asserting her dominance. Oh, wow.
She's become a Tal Shiar.
Oh, gosh. That's pretty harsh. But she's got a job to do, so she's doing it. Oh, and he's threatening her with violence, too. My goodness. Aww.
Poor little Romulan.
She's not happy about that.
My weapon? But that's my weapon. Ooh.
Showing her who's boss. Interesting. Yeah, I do notice she didn't lock her up. She's still free to kind of make moves.
Look, they recognize her.
Yeah, they see her. They're like, She's like speaking in code. Good night, Merlith. Thanks for saying hi.
Bye, Merlith.
So now they know what's really going on. Oh boy.
They just beam the...
I see. Uh-oh. What's she gonna do? She should have tied her up. Put her away. Uh-oh, they're on to her. They're gonna figure it out who she is. Uh-oh, she knows. Oh no, they zapped him. Oh, she's got questions first. Oh, she's just gonna be silent. Uh-oh. War. Oh no. How's she gonna get out of this? There's LeVar Burton. Wow. Oh, that's what she looks like. She's a lot prettier without the eyebrows and the makeup. Yay! No sacrifice in vain. Co-producer Wendy Noose. Story editor Brandon Braga. Cool. What did you guys think?
Any thoughts on that one?
Let us know if that was your first time watching it with us. Or if you've seen it before, you watched it again. Let us know if you have any new insights, any new thoughts. I really enjoyed it. I thought it was really fun. I was like on the edge of my seat. I thought I love the style of acting, and the writing's really great. I see like how Star Trek influenced so many other stories out there.
There's a good argument this is the greatest show ever made. This one, I really like the Shatner one, but it's so old. But this one is like this great update to it.
Yeah, I know people just love this. So it's been fun seeing this for the first time, seeing this next generation. I plan to watch a lot more too in 2025. So,
We'll go next time. We'll go back and watch a Shatner one. There's a really important Shatner one. I can think of like some. So the thing about the show is that it's not really a linear. It's not like Squid Game where you have episode one,
sequential.
Sequential. It's kind of jumping all over the place. It's these
Yeah.
different stories, but there are certain stories throughout that are kind of important to the whole. Like you heard them mention Spock.
Yeah.
There's actually a great 2-part episode that features Spock in the show.
Oh, I want to see that one. I like Spock.
And we got to watch the 3rd movie after Wrath of Khan.
Yeah.
Like we need to watch that one.
Yeah.
But we need to go back and watch. And we should also probably watch the first movie. The first movie is kind of weird with Shatner and Spock. It's different from Wrath of Khan and the 3rd one. Those are kind of a 2-parter.
Mm-hmm.
But it doesn't really matter what order you watch them in.
City on the Edge of Forever.
Yeah, that one's really good. I think you would like that one. It's really good.
Everything is built on TOS though.
Yeah, exactly. Everything's TOS is the original series. That's true. Everything, all of the great ideas and the writing all come from that.
Yeah, this was a great episode. I'm glad I got to see it for the first time with you all.
I really like Troy a lot. All the characters in this series, Bert LeVar, Burton and Worf and Jonathan Frakes and the guy who plays Data. I can't remember his name. Bruce Spiner.
Mm-hmm.
So a lot of great actors. The Crusher, the woman that's the doctor.
Yeah.
They're all really good.
Yeah, all the actors were really great. I like the writing and cinematography is good. Overall, everything is just really well made. Really fun.
Yeah, it was really well shot. I agree.
Mm-hmm. It was a short episode. That's true.
Oh, sorry. Short episode. I thought you said well shot. Yes, it was a very short episode.
Brent Spinner?
It's Brent Spiner.
Oh, Brent Spiner.
Plays Data.
Oh, that's Data. Okay. I like Data. Yeah.
There's some really good Data episodes. There's a great episode with him and LeVar Burton where they're I don't think you've been shown what the holodeck is.
No, I don't know what that is.
The holodeck is basically the Matrix on board the ship.
Oh, cool.
So there's that, which the Matrix is influenced. Matrix is very Star Trek, actually.
Yeah, I can see how the Matrix was influenced by Star Trek. I feel like Star Trek paved the way for a lot of other sci-fi stories, for sure. Crazy considering they were pumping out 20. Oh, yeah. Yeah. Good point, Barlord.
I also like the sort of cheesy daytime TV production of it.
Yeah, it is a bit cheesy, but I think that's part of its charm. Its unique charm.
There's little details, like when they're on the ship, you always hear that.
Mm-hmm.
Mm-hmm. Lots of little sound effects and little effects that kind of create the atmosphere. Mm-hmm. But yeah, I'm glad you guys like that. We'll be doing From Russia with Love on Saturday evening.
Yes, Saturday evening will be our James Bond night. Hopefully you can join. Jeffrey says, I was looking up the famous quote of this episode, and it's, I will eject you into space, Sub-Commander. I will eject you into space, Sub-Commander. Is that true?
Where was that?
Where was that line? I don't remember hearing that exact line.
Did Troy say that? I feel like Troy might have said that.
It must have been Troy, right?
I feel like that's in there. I'll have to go back through.
It sounds like a line.
Yeah, the Foley is really good. Yeah.
Comment if you know who says that line, or if that's actually the line that's in this episode. Thanks for looking that up, though. That's fun. Yeah, we're definitely going to do some more Star Trek episodes. So comment below. Let us know what you suggest watching next as far as Star Trek goes. We have some ideas, but this is my first. I mean, I haven't seen any Star Trek before I started watching it on this channel. So this channel is basically my vehicle for journeying through all the various versions of Star Trek out there.
We could just turn this channel into Kim Watches Star Trek.
No, we're going to watch a lot of different types of films, not just Star Trek, but Star Trek will definitely be a part of
it. Star Trek and Wallace and Gromit are kind of our staples.
Yes. But I'm very excited for James Bond night, Saturday night. So hopefully y'all can join us for that. That'll be a fun one.
Yeah, Bond is actually very much like, to me, kind of like the Star Trek universe. There's a formula. It evolved over time. It's still going.
It's like a classic story that's still sort of relevant today in some way.
Good British actors.
Yeah.
And then it's but there's always a layer, bad guys layer. There's always little gadgets.
There's always some action.
There's always a love scene.
Love scenes, yeah. I can see the similarities.
Like you could probably do Bond on stage.
That would be fun. I've never seen a stage production of James Bond.
Moonraker is insane. That's got to be the craziest of all the Bond movies.
I'm hearing Eon Productions and Amazon are fighting over how to go forward with Bond. Oh, really? That doesn't surprise me.
Yeah, because Craig retired.
Yeah, Daniel Craig is retired. That doesn't surprise me.
Although I really only like him, and I really only like Casino Royale, to be honest.
Never seen it.
You didn't see Casino Royale? I should have put that in the poll.
The only James Bond film I saw was one with Pierce Brosnan.
That's the only one you didn't see any Craig? Daniel Craig?
So I think I might have seen a part of a Daniel Craig one, like on an airplane before, but not like the whole thing. Who's your favorite Bond? I don't have enough to compare.
It's Sean Connery for me.
I've never seen a Sean Connery James Bond movie.
He just is the guy. But I would say my second favorite is Timothy Dalton.
Who's your favorite James Bond? Comment. Let us know. There was an episode of Star Trek, Deep Space Nine, that is kind of like James Bond. Oh, we should watch that one. What's the name of that episode?
So Deep Space Nine, we can absolutely watch it, but you're getting Deep Space Nine is getting really deep into the Star Trek weeds, because that's like,
maybe I should work up to that, and so I have more context.
As I recall, that show is a little more sequential.
Okay.
Than the other shows. It's like there's a narrative.
Well, maybe we could start a sequential series where I get to watch those and experience them for the first time with you all. That would be fun. Is Sean Connery still alive? That's a good question.
No, he died.
Oh, he did? When did he die?
I think a few years ago.
Aw. But he lives on through his art.
He retired from acting like a long time ago, though. Like early 2000s, I believe.
Seeing the actors do something completely different. Yeah, that would be interesting. Yeah, I'm excited to see Sean Connery as Bond on Saturday. And I'm excited to see more Star Trek episodes with you all. We're going to start scheduling some Star Trek episodes on a regular. So stay tuned. We'll try to give you at least 24 hours notice, at least.
Yeah, we've just done so many, like other. We did all the holiday films.
Yeah, we were trying to keep it themed for like Halloween and then the holidays, and so now we're gonna get back to Star Trek.
Yeah, I know the series pretty well, so I think I could strategize good ones to show you.
Mm-hmm.
Because there are some episodes that are not so great.
How is it watching me watch it for the first time?
It's cool because I can tell when you actually get really sucked into it, which is the whole point, right? I mean, that's really what it's great. Like Star Trek is great at sucking the viewer in to the point where you got to know what happens. And the way the episodes work is at first, when the episode starts, you're kind of like, what's going on? I don't know. And then by the end, you're like,
yeah.
I'm
glad you like the playlists. Yeah, I organized the playlist so it would be easy to kind of, whatever theme you like, it'll be easy to kind of follow along that way. So we have a whole playlist where it's just Star Trek. Glad you appreciate that, Jeremy.
But yeah, growing up with Star Trek, I had to watch all the bad episodes. So when you watch the bad episodes, when you watch ones like these, you're like, oh man, this should have won an Emmy award or something. Just this one episode.
Yeah, I know my dad used to love Star Trek, but when I was a kid, I never watched it. The bad ones are really bad.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah, they
well,
are.
now I'm curious to see one of those, just so I can compare. At some point, I will.
Well, what you realize is like, oh, okay, this is sort of a filler. This is an episode just to. Like, there's one in the original series with Kirk where these little furry creatures get on the ship and they multiply at this exponential rate.
Like the gremlins?
Yeah, but they're just little furry balls, little Furbies. And they're just, there's all these scenes with Shatner, like with the Furbies, where he's it's just really weird. It's really stupid.
That sounds funny.
Trouble with Tribbles. That's what it is.
Trouble with Tribbles?
And like Spock has one. He's like, it's really causing a paternal instinct inside me. Petting this little, and then every time they pet the Tribble, it kind of like tribbles.
Oh, fun. Okay. Now I want to see it.
And then there's one, there's an old one where they go into like an old Greek Colosseum or something, and they're fighting there's one where Abraham Lincoln comes on the ship.
Oh.
Season 3 has some really bad episodes like that. Like Abraham Lincoln shows up and Aristotle.
Aristotle? Wow. Okay.
Yeah. But there's some really great, like the Doomsday Machine is a really good one. You can watch that one.
That sounds interesting.
But the next one I'm going to show you from the original series, I believe, is called Amok Time. Amok Time.
And that's the one with William Shatner.
Yeah, I believe it's a critical Spock episode.
Cool.
So
I like Spock. When I watched the movie, if y'all watched that movie reaction, I definitely got emotional at the end of that film. Spock. Don't want to give it away in case you haven't seen it, but that was a fun reaction to do on here.
Illogical. Sounds like they have great
guest stars. Yeah.
Yeah. The weird thing though is this show was canceled after 3 seasons, the original show. And then it became popular with reruns in the 1970s.
It's interesting how that happens sometimes. Like a show gets canceled, it doesn't become popular till later on. Almost like it was like too early for its time.
That one certainly was. It was 10 years before Star Wars came out.
Oh, wow.
So it was just too much. People were like, "What?"
Before its time.
But it became so popular in the mid 1970s, and then I think they were actually going to bring the show back, but instead they just started making the movies.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, the film that we made has some sci-fi elements to it, and so I am very much interested in the sci-fi aspect of the show. I like thinking about time and how time isn't necessarily linear, and how were affected by the cosmos and astrology. So I really like those types of themes. So I'm excited to see more. A very young Terry Garr was in the season 2 finale.
Oh, yeah.
Okay.
There's a character, I believe his name is Q in this show, and he has the ability to like manipulate quantum fields like time and space, and he's essentially there's a we can watch those at some point, but all those ideas are covered.
Cool.
All right. Well, this was a lot of fun, you guys, and glad you all enjoyed it.
Yeah. If you think of any more specific episodes you really want to watch with us and watch our reaction to, just comment below and let us know. Empire Jeff says the Star Trek animated series has the voices of the cast of the original. Oh, really?
Let me ask you. I actually never watched that. Is it the original episodes recreated as animated episodes, or is it actually new material in the animated? I've never sat down and looked at that, because that might be fun to watch.
Yeah, it would be fun especially if it's like a new story. Like it's not just like retelling of the same stories except in animation, but if they're brand new stories,
It's season 4 essentially is what you're saying. That's cool.
Oh, okay.
There are a few season 3 episodes I like. They're not as many, but there's a few. And then the original pilot episode is like I believe it's like a really long episode. It's like an hour, 20 minutes. And Kirk is not the captain. It's a different actor that plays the captain.
Oh, a different actor. Who could compare?
Well, yeah, it didn't work. It definitely didn't work. And then they redid the episode. It covers the last year of their 5-year mission.
The Cage.
The Cage, that's right. And then it was redone as can't remember the names of these episodes, but network, and they were asked.
So it was rejected by the network and they were asked to shoot another. I see. I wonder why it was rejected. Huh.
But it's got some really good ideas and stuff. But yes.
Yeah, I think out of all the versions of Star Trek I've seen, I like The Next Generation the best, although William Shatner is really fun to watch. I think I get into this a little more. The William Shatner versions, they make me laugh because of the corniness and melodrama. I mean, this has a little of that, but these are just a little more well produced. The Next Generation.
Well, like that moment when they realize it's her on the screen and they all stand up. That's such a great moment.
Yeah.
Where they're having to do that acting like, well, how can we be of service? And then you can see them like, what's going on?
Where they realize,
why is she dressed up like a Romulan? They're talking in code.
Yeah, that's a great scene. She's trying to like subtly hint at what's going on without giving her identity away. That was fun. Any more thoughts, y'all? I feel like Star Trek can stimulate so much interesting conversation. So it's fun to talk about it.
You notice how there's no action? It's not predicated on action.
Yeah, there's not.
Like even Squid Game, there's like shooting
so much
and
action.
Fighting and action stuff. This is like, it's all well written.
Yeah.
Sort of mind games and ideas.
Yeah, I think the ones that I saw from the William Shatner versions, those had more action sequences than these.
There's a few little fight scenes, yeah.
Yeah, like in this one, there weren't any fight scenes or anything like that. Just some, it's focused more on the emotional relationships, which is cool.
Then, of course, Shatner always has a new girlfriend in each episode as well.
Oh, thank you, Mopar. Really appreciate you, Mopar, for doing all that.
Barlow, I'm always amazed at how it suspends my disbelief. They're able to create the illusion that they're actually out in space.
Mm-hmm.
Like I really believe they're traveling through space.
Yeah. I like the cutaways to space too, to remind you of where you are.
It's the episode where Shatner fights the lizard monster in the desert. Yeah, that is Arena.
Shatner fights a lizard monster? A monster?
It's really funny.
That sounds really funny.
I can't remember why. He's fighting the lizard monster for the fate of the world or something. And then he has to figure out there's like a crazy method. It's a funny one.
The fate of the world is determined by a lizard monster.
Yeah, there's some crazy plot. There's always like a god character, like villain that has like god powers that Shatner has to outsmart.
I see.
In the old one, the old ones are more fundamental. I kind of like conflict resolution. Like the next generation is a little more sophisticated.
I see.
I call it Shakespeare in space.
Shakespeare in space. I like that. A starbase was destroyed by them. Okay, I see. Cool. Mm-hmm.
But we got to watch the third movie after Wrath of Khan.
Yes. Yeah, because that's a continuation.
Because you got to see what happens after Spock dies.
I know. Something tells me he might not be gone.
It's interesting the way where they go with it.
Yeah, something tells me Spock is still around. At least I'm hoping he is.
Actually, you know what we could do if you want to watch a linear Star Trek story?
Mm-hmm.
We could watch the third season of Picard that came out a couple years ago.
Okay.
So it's 8. I think it's 8 episodes but Patrick Stewart's like the age he is now.
Okay.
And it's really well done.
Okay.
It's got Jonathan Frakes, and he's older too. All the characters come back actually. So.
Drop a comment if you'd like to watch along with me as I experience those for the first time, the Picard series.
Yeah, 2 through 4 are absolutely. It's that's why I didn't show her. I didn't show her the motion picture first because it kind of stands on its own. You don't really like. I feel like Wrath of Khan is definitely more entertaining. I kind of like the motion picture more than Wrath of Khan though because it's like it's almost like watching Star Trek, but it's 2001: A Space Odyssey. It's very artistic, that one. Yeah, there's so we could literally talk about it for hours. Mm-hmm. There's so many
movies. 2, 3, 4, and 6 kind of works as a connected story. Is that so?
That's true because 5 Shatner directed. Unless we're just for laughs, we would never watch 5 because 5 is Shatner directed it.
Oh, he directed that one.
There's a scene where he rock climbs, and then he and Spock and the Dr. McCoy they're by a campfire, and it goes on for like 20 minutes.
Okay.
And they're talking about they're singing and stuff.
Mm-hmm.
And then they're on a mission to go see God, and
okay.
It doesn't make any sense.
Interesting. So comment if you think I should watch the Picard sequence next or the movies 2, 3, 4, and 6 as sort of like a sequential connected story.
Yeah, Picard or part 3 of the movies.
comment and let us know what
put
you
it
think.
not in the chat, put it in the comments section, and I'll reference it later.
5 has great moments between the big 3.
Five is only for hardest of the hardcore like me.
Barlord says modern Trek I can't stand outside of Picard. I see.
Okay. Yeah, no, seriously, Picard season 3 is absolutely the best. I do like the Chris Pine movies, but they just aren't. The Chris Pine movies are not. They're very action heavy.
So Chris Pine plays Captain Kirk.
Yes.
See, I like Chris Pine, but I didn't hear the best reviews.
They're okay. The 2009 one was fine, but it's very action heavy.
Okay. I probably wouldn't necessarily like it as much then. Barlord says they're not Star Trek.
It's true. It's they're Star Wars basically.
Oh, which is very different. Yeah.
And they're fun. They're fun. I would. It's J.J. Abrams. Yeah. Who directed Star Wars, the new Star Wars movies? So
another question. So once I start the next Star Trek sequence, drop a comment and let me know your preferred night that you'd want to watch along. Because what I'm thinking we could do,
just have a planned Star Trek night.
A planned Star Trek night, like one night a week, in addition to our movie night, something else. That would be fun. Since the episodes are pretty short as well, you could probably do it once a week. So let us know your thoughts about that idea. Yeah, like a marathon. Well, I'm thinking like once a week. Barlord says he'd be down. Okay, cool.
It's enough content to keep this channel going forever. Like if we did one a week, we could probably do it for the rest of our lives.
Yeah. I'm thinking maybe like a Wednesday or Thursday night for a Star Trek night. And then we would still do a different movie night on the weekend. Totally unrelated film. I don't need an excuse to watch Star Trek.
But having one is good.
Cool. So for those of you who might not know, I actually performed in a Star Trek fan film. You can check on my IMDb. It was really fun. I got to play a character named Lieutenant Bell. And there's, if you want to see pictures of it, I'm going to post those on our Patreon. So they're pretty fun. I also have like a couple of clips from that I could share if you're curious on our Patreon. I had a handful of lines. I was just acting as one of the lieutenants. But it was very much a kind of like a reenactment of the William Shatner Star Trek, that version.
And Rob Prago is Kirk.
Yes. A lot of local Atlanta actors were in this fan film, the Star Trek fan film.
I think I could play a good Kirk.
I think he could play a good Kirk. What do y'all think? Do you think he could play a good Kirk? I think so.
And every man there is. So far.
Mopar says you'd be an awesome Kirk.
Thank you, Mopar. We've traveled back in time to some distant planet. So far.
Barlord says he could see it. I think Michael's pretty good at impersonations.
Spock.
I can impersonate Disney princesses because I've had a lot of practice doing that with my part-time princess jobs. But I'm not as good as impersonations as he is. He can impersonate people pretty well.
I just like his dramatic looks, you know.
Yeah.
And the camera will cut to him, and he's like,
Yeah. Yeah, those are fun.
it's almost like Nimoy Spock is always kind of rolling his eyes at him.
I think Shatner said his occasional pauses were due to him trying to remember the line. Oh, that's funny.
What's my line? Never mind.
Well, you know that famous actor used to write his lines down on the ceiling. Brando. Marlon Brando used to write his lines on the ceiling. So sometimes you'll see him in movies like looking up, and it's because he's actually reading his lines on the ceiling.
It looks like he's doing something interesting, but he's actually just looking up. Oh, what's up there? Okay, come back down.
I can honestly say anytime I've ever performed in a film, I've memorized all my lines. That's one thing I'm proud of. I've never had to write them on something.
Yeah, the stuff about him on Superman is really funny. I was showing you that the other day. The actor was like, came and talked to Brando about the script, and he was like, "Oh, I haven't read it," and he's like, "Why haven't you read it?" "Well, it might be real crap, and I need the money."
Oh, we should watch the new Superman trailer. Haven't seen that yet. I heard that recently came out.
Do you want to watch it now?
Oh, we can. Yeah. Have y'all seen the new Superman trailer? Maybe we could watch it really quick. Gunn is going to kill it. The Lego version. What? Can you explain? I'm thinking like Thursday nights might be a good Star Trek night moving forward. What do y'all think? Would you want to join Thursday nights around like 9 o'clock?
Yeah, Thursdays are good, I think.
9 o'clock Eastern Standard. A fan made a Lego version of that trailer? Oh. Well, we should watch the Lego version after the actual version. All right, here we are. Oh, you have my head.
We don't need it. I'm turning the sound on.
Oh, okay. Yeah, I guess it's okay. So we're gonna watch
Superman.
The Superman trailer.
2025 trailer.
Okay.
It's the official one. It's the one on IGN if you guys want to follow along with us. It's 2 minutes and 20 seconds. Give you a second if you want to pull it up.
Yeah, somebody was telling me about this trailer, and I was thinking, I need to watch it.
You want to use the clock for it?
I should wear my Wonder Woman outfit. Wonder Woman watches Star Trek, or Wonder Woman watches Superman. Sometimes I cosplay as Wonder Woman. I perform at different like events as Wonder Woman. So, all right.
All right, you guys ready?
All right, so we're gonna start Superman trailer 2025 in 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Oh, lots of snow. Something landed in the snow. Looks like Superman. There he is.
He's got curly hair.
Oh, he makes a cute Clark Kent.
He looks like Kyle.
Oh gosh, he's bleeding. Oh. From James Gunn.
I like these shots.
Is she Lois Lane? I guess she's got to be Lois. Director of Guardians of the Galaxy.
Oh, we go back to the farm.
This summer. He's whistling. It begins. Oh, look at the little doggy.
Super dog.
Oh, how cute.
Oh, Nicholas Hoult is
Oh,
Lex Luthor. He's in everything.
Nicholas Hoult. Aww. Whoa. Oh, kissy kissy. Oh my goodness. Oh, look at the little doggy. Oh, July 11th. DC Studios, only in theaters. Wow, that looks really, really good. Yeah, he makes the perfect Superman. He looks like him. He has the demeanor, the expression.
He's almost as good as Christopher Reeve.
Christopher Reeve is definitely my all-time favorite Superman and will always be. And knowing his story and everything, I love Christopher Reeve. But this version of Superman looks really good.
It looks better than the 2006 guy who played Superman.
I remember there was an old show called Lois and Clark that I watched back in the day. This looks way better than that.
That's really funny. James Dean. Brandon Ruth, is he the guy that was in the 2006? It's so long ago now. I saw it in the theater.
So what do you think? Would you watch the Superman?
Yeah.
Yeah.
I've always loved Superman. Superman's a cool story.
I would definitely see that in theaters. Comment if you're going to watch that in theaters and let us know if you want us to review it.
Here's a good piece of trivia. I'm sure a lot of you guys know this, but Nicolas Cage was going to play Superman.
No, really?
It was called...
In 2025?
Yeah, it was called Superman Lives. And no, this was back in 1998.
Oh, okay.
Tim Burton was going to direct it.
Oh, wow.
After he did the Batman movies, he was going to do Superman, and it was going to star Nicolas Cage, and I believe Christopher Walken was going to play the villain.
Wow.
And it got canceled. And there's
sounds like a great cast.
There's a documentary about it called "The Death of Superman Lives," and there's actually footage of Nick Cage trying on the suit. And he's got long hair at the time, and he's like trying to figure out he's like, okay, so I'm Superman, so I'm figuring out this character, and yeah, like they're in like a hotel room, and he's working it out. But there are all these storyboards and everything. But in the movie, Superman dies, and then he's brought back somehow.
Oh, wow. That sounds like a great cast. I would have. I can't imagine Nicolas Cage as Superman, but I would have watched that movie.
Yeah, let me see if I can find a picture of him as Superman. But yeah, that also Man of Steel. Everyone forgets Man of Steel, and that one I actually really liked. It had Michael Shannon.
I thought Michael Shannon was good in it. I remember I watched Man of Steel. I enjoyed it.
There's lots of good Superman movies.
Yeah.
I always actually like with the Christopher Reeve Superman. I like the second one the best. That's the one that actually has Terrence Stamp, the actor your dad gave me the
Yeah.
book
Oh,
about.
okay. Henry Cavill was a good Superman. Yes, I agree.
Oh, and there's the Superman TV show, Lois and Clark, or whatever.
I used to watch that old Lois and Clark TV show. And then there was like another show where they were like younger, uh, like a reboot kind of thing, which I never saw. Oh my gosh, Nicolas Cage as Superman looks ridiculous. Oh gosh, it looks ridiculous. Wow. Yes, the one with Terry Hatcher. I used to watch that variation of Superman back in the day. Terry Hatcher. Oh yeah, Smallville. That's what I'm talking about. I've never seen Smallville. People used to tell me I look like Lana from Smallville. And I was like, who's that? And then I looked at it and I was like, maybe a little bit, but but yeah, I play Wonder Woman a lot as I do like cosplay, but have you ever done Superman? I guess not. I don't.
No, but I could do Superman. Superman's all about an attitude.
Yeah.
Superman has a certain attitude, which is like I could tell in the documentary Nick Cage was getting it. He was gonna figure it out, and I think he would have done a good job actually. The look is important too, but I think it's an attitude more than anything.
Yeah.
But Christopher Reeve had both. He was a great actor, and he had the look, the chin, the square face, the hair, everything. It was,
But he also had the demeanor, the attitude,
his voice,
and his overall presence just feels benevolent and strong, masculine, but very caring,
Yeah, he's like a great dad.
Yeah.
and then as Clark, he's great.
Yeah, he's great as Clark. That's the thing about Superman. It's like you have to be believable as Clark, as kind of like a nerd, awkward, and you have to be believable as Superman, strong, confident. You have to be both at once, which isn't always easy because they're kind of contrasting in many ways. So,
and then Gene Hackman played Lex Luthor, Nicholas Holt's part in this one.
I see.
Kevin Spacey played it in the 2006 version. I forgot about that.
Okay. Nicholas Holt's a good actor. We just saw him in Nosferatu. If you haven't seen our review, you might find it interesting. We had some criticisms of that film, but
Nicholas Holt's in every movie.
Nicholas Holt, it's like his time to shine. I never saw Juror 2.
Juror 2, we should watch that. It's from this year.
Oh, okay.
Another Nicholas Holt movie from this year.
I saw Renfield. I've seen several Nicholas Holt films.
He was in The Menu.
Oh, yeah. He was good in The Menu. He was good at playing that crazy person.
It's likely his last. I didn't know it's likely his last. I guess I'll have to watch it then. What do you guys like better, Clint Eastwood as a director or Clint Eastwood the actor?
That's a good question. I haven't seen Clint Eastwood as an actor enough to make that assessment, but I do think he's a good director.
Director for sure. Okay, interesting. Because he's like a once in a lifetime actor.
I've never seen enough of him.
Yeah, so like Unforgiven, he directs it and he's great in it as the actor. So that's interesting. Unforgiven's really good. It's him and Morgan Freeman,
Okay.
and he's old in it,
Oh.
but he's like this legendary guy from when he was younger,
Oh, okay.
legendary cowboy. But now he's old. But now that he's old, he messes up all the time. So it's but then anyway, it's really good. It's got some really good actors, and Gene Hackman's in it. Oh, the Unforgiven era. Yeah, absolutely. Or the Good, the Bad, the Ugly era. He's incredible. It's interesting. Dirty Harry. All right. Well, thanks a lot, you guys. This was a lot of fun.
Yeah, this is great.
And we got a trailer reaction in.
Yeah. Before we take off, are there any other trailers you'd like us to watch? Like you would recommend that are that just came out before we take off? Let us know. I heard Superman was great. That's why I really wanted to see that one, but I don't know of any others. I haven't heard of any off the top of my head. Not a lot coming out. Yeah.
Yeah.
Nothing I can think of.
I can't think of anything either.
Yeah, me neither. Everybody was making a big fuss about the Snow White trailer. I never saw that one. Was there a Jurassic Park trailer?
Jurassic Park.
There's a new Jurassic Park coming out? I had no idea. Called Jurassic World.
But Jurassic World.
Isn't that an old movie?
Jurassic World 4 Rebirth.
ScarJo is in it. Oh.
All right, we'll do that one real quick.
Okay. Well, we'll watch this trailer then before we bid you adieu tonight.
All right, it's the one from Screen Culture. It's a minute 16 long if you guys want to watch along with us. We turn that on.
Mm-hmm.
Let me see it. All right. Let's check this thing out. If you guys want to pull it up, it's the minutes. I think it's only a teaser, but we'll see.
All right. So Jurassic World 4 Rebirth.
Yes.
Trailer 2025 with Universal Pictures.
Countdown in 3, 2, 1.
How far are we allowed to go? For something that has no solution. When you realize that the remedy is worse than the disease. And you just watch.
There she is.
You knew it was gone.
Oh, Chris Pratt.
Chris Pratt's in this too.
This world we live in no longer belongs to us. It belongs to them. But only one species will be the one that will survive extinction.
Experience the epic conclusion. Big volcano.
But the real question is, what are you willing to sacrifice? Because it is us. Or are they?
The Jurassic era.
Material. Where's the solution to our problems?
It didn't work so well last time. You still don't understand that life finds the way. Has always been to itself.
Jurassic World Rebirth. In cinemas in June. Okay. Well, I love Scarlett Johansson and I like Chris Pratt. And I like the original Jurassic Park, so I'd probably watch that in theaters. What do you think? Would you watch it in a theater?
Maybe.
Maybe.
Maybe I'd watch it. It was not grabbing me. It almost looked like a TV show.
It kind of does look like a TV show. I would watch it just because I really like those actors. I give it a chance. I'm not like, oh my gosh, I have to see that. I'm kind of like, okay, I'll see it.
I mean, the Superman movie looked like incredible.
A Superman film looked way better than that.
By comparison.
So it could be hit or miss.
Also, that title is awful. Rebirth.
Yeah, the title is funny. What about y'all? Would you watch it in a theater? Let us know. The 1 billion milestone is a big problem. Oh, yeah. Zootopia 2. I didn't know Zootopia 2 was coming out. Interesting.
I think the Minecraft looks pretty good, pretty funny.
I saw the trailer to Minecraft. Yeah, it looks, again, for me, I never played the video game. I actually met Jack Black before, and I like Jack Black. But I don't know. It looks like it could be really hokey. Could be hit or miss. I would go see it, though. I wouldn't be opposed to seeing it, but I'm not like super excited about Minecraft. Yeah, it may be like the Mario movie. The Mario movie was like a big disappointment for a lot of people.
Right.
Yeah.
All right. Well, guys, really appreciate you hanging out with us for a while.
Yeah, it was fun chatting about Star Trek and other films, and hopefully we'll see y'all Saturday.
Yeah, please join us Saturday evening.
We're going to be watching James Bond.
From Russia with Love.
From Russia with Love, because that's the one that you all voted on. That won the poll. So hopefully we'll see you Saturday. In the meantime, stay real
with great takes.
All right. Take care, everyone.
Bye, guys.
See you soon. Bye.